Welcome. Did you know that you can pay taxes in the BIR using the Gcash application? In this video, I want to show how to use the Gcash app to pay your taxes in just 7 steps. If you are new to this channel, make sure to subscribe and be notified for my next video. I'm here to fix your tax and share more tips on reducing your taxes legally. Let's get started. This video will show the 7 simple steps to use the Gcash app in paying your taxes to the BIR. If you're using Gcash or other applications, like PayMaya and paying taxes to the BIR, I want you to share your experience in the comment below. If it is your first time using Gcash, then this video tutorial will help you do it. I will also explain what BIR form series and type of taxes you will use in paying taxes. I hope this video will help you. Here are the 7 simple steps. Step 1. Look for the government icon. To find this icon, you should click the View All Gcash Services, and then in Lifestyle and Shopping category you will see the government. Then after that, select the BIR icon. Step 2. Choose Form Series. In this step, you have the option to select what you are going to pay. There are 7 form series available at this time. A. Payment Form 0600. B. Payment Form 1600. C. Income Tax Return 1700. D. Transfer Tax Return 1800. E. Documentary Stamp Tax 2000. F. Excise Tax Return 2200. G. Percentage Tax and VAT 2500. Let me discuss with you when to use the following forms. First, Payment Form 600. This form is used when paying taxes and fees that do not require a tax return, for example, paying a second installment payment for income tax, deficiency tax, delinquency tax, registration fees, penalties, advance payment, and deposits. You will use this form when receiving a demand letter, or assessment notice, or collection letter from the BIR. You will use this form also in paying the annual registration fee for new business and renewal. Payment Form 1600. You will use this form on the following remittance return. A. Monthly remittance return of value-added tax withheld. B. Monthly remittance return of other percentage taxes withheld. C. Remittance return of percentage tax on winnings and prizes withheld by racetrack operators. D. Monthly remittance return of income taxes withheld on compensation. E. Quarterly remittance return of creditable income taxes withheld. F. Quarterly remittance return of final income taxes withheld. G. Quarterly remittance return of final income taxes withheld on interest paid on deposits and yield on deposit substitutes or trusts. H. Quarterly remittance return of final income taxes withheld on fringe benefits paid to employees other than rank and file. I. Annual information return of income taxes withheld on compensation. J. Annual information return of income payments subjected to final withholding taxes. K. Annual information return of creditable income taxes withheld/income payments exempt from withholding tax. L. Withholding tax remittance return for onerous transfer of real property other than capital assets. M. Quarterly remittance return of tax withheld on the amount withdrawn from decedent's deposit account. Income Tax Return 1700. This form includes the following tax returns. Annual Income Tax Return for individuals earning purely compensation income. You will use this return to pay the annual income tax person who derives income from compensation. Annual Income Tax Return for individuals including mixed income earners, estates, and trusts. This form is used to pay the income tax return if you're engaged in a profession's trade or business or practice and mixed income earner. Annual Income Tax Return for individuals earning income purely from business or practice of profession. This form is used for those subject to graduated income tax rates, and availed the optional standard deductions, and those who benefited from the 8% flat income tax rate who do not exceed $3 million. Quarterly Income Tax Return for individuals, estate, and trusts. Annual Income Tax Return for a corporation, partnership, and other individual taxpayers with no other taxable income, such as foundations, cooperatives, charitable institutions, non-stock, non-profit educational institutions, and general professional partnerships. Annual income tax return for a corporation, partnership, and other non-individual with mixed income, subject to multiple income tax rates or income subject to special or preferential rate. Annual income tax return for a corporation, partnership, and another non-individual taxpayer subject to regular income tax rates. This form is used by the corporation, collaboration, and other non-individual taxpayers subject only to a regular tax rate of 30%. Quarterly income tax return for corporations, partnerships, and other individual taxpayers. You should make the payment on this return within 60 days of each quarter. Improperly accumulated earnings tax return for corporation. This form is used by the domestic corporation that is classified as closely held corporations. Capital gains tax return for an onerous transfer of real property classified as capital asset. This form is used when a person sells, exchanges, or disposes of a real property classified as a capital asset. Capital gains tax return for an onerous transfer of stocks not traded through local stock exchange. This form is used when a sale, barter, exchange, or transfer of ownership in a domestic corporation is a capital asset not traded through a local stock exchange. Annual capital gains tax return for an onerous transfer of shares of stock, not traded through the local stock exchange. Information return on transactions with related party. Donor's tax return 1800 and estate tax return. Monthly documentary stamp tax declaration, and documentary stamp tax declaration or return for one-time transaction only. Excise tax return 2200. This form is used in paying the excise tax returns. Excise tax return for alcohol products. This form is used for the manufacturer or producer of locally manufactured or produced alcohol products, or having possession of the alcohol products removed from the place of production without the payment of excise tax. Excise tax for automobiles and non-essential goods 2200. Excise tax return for cosmetic procedure 2200C. This form is to pay those who are performing invasive cosmetic procedures, surgeries, and body enhancements. Excise tax return for mineral products 2200M. Excise tax return for petroleum products 2200P. Excise tax return for tobacco products 2200T. Excise tax return for sweetened beverages 2200S. Percentage tax and VAT 2500. This form series includes the following tax form. A. Monthly Value-Added Tax Declaration 2550M. This form is used to pay the monthly value-added tax return for a VAT-registered person and required VAT person. B. Quarterly Value-Added Tax Return 2550Q. E. Percentage tax return for transactions involving shares of stocks listed and traded through the local stock exchange or secondary public offering 2552. F. Return of percentage tax payable under Special Laws 2552. This form is used to pay percentage tax under special rules. Step 3. Select the tax form number. Step 4. Enter the return period. You will enter the date of filing, not the date of payment. Step 5. Enter the TIN. In this step, you need to enter your TIN. It has 9 digits. So before submitting the payment, make sure to double check your TIN. If you don't yet have your TIN, you can check or verify on the link below. Step 6. Enter the branch code. At this step, you need to know your branch code. It consists of 5 digits. Take note it's not the same as your TIN. Here you can see the different RDO numbers. It's the code of your RDO. For example, if your business is located in Tacloban City, your branch code would end at 88. Therefore, you will enter 3 zeros plus RDO number of 88, which you add zeros in the first 3 digits, followed by the RDO number. If you want to know your branch code, drop your business location in the comment section. Then I'll tell you what your branch code is. Step 7. Click Submit and wait for the receipt sent to your email. Before you submit, make sure to check double the entries or the information you've entered. Then, if you're sure, you can submit your payments, and don't forget to do a screenshot for the receipts or print the receipts in your email. Wait for confirmation from the BIR.